Okay.
Go.
Hey guys, what's up? We're back here again, Arjun and I, to talk about United, what the game, the brilliant game against Bournemouth, and also what's going to happen in over the next 2 weeks. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So, Arjun, there, what do you think about the game?
Oh man, how good was that game? It felt like so we once that first goal went in, that Bournemouth scored. I had that feeling that it's going to be one of those games that we've seen previously in the last 7 years, where we've considered a goal and then we've never looked like we were ever able to break down the opposition, despite them sitting back. Oh my God, Mason Greenwood,
He's a star.
he is going to
He's
be
an
a star.
absolute star.
If not a star already, he's going to be a star for United in the years to come. We are going to,
We'll talk
we are
about
so
we'll talk
blessed.
about his goals. We'll be talking
Right,
about
we'll
him a
talk
little
about his
bit.
goals for
But
sure. Yeah,
what do
but
you think
yeah,
about the overall game? Like, I think the belief is that's the most important part. I
exactly,
think,
exactly, exactly.
like, as I
The
mean,
attitude. I
yeah,
think the attitude is just perfect. Okay, you guys have scored one against us. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. We're going to score four, five against you. We're gonna knock you
especially
out of the
even in
park.
the
We're gonna
second half, if
ensure
you notice when they scored that penalty, the
right
second
after
goal.
the second half started, we conceded, and our shoulders never dropped. We never, for a second, at least after the first half, when they scored the second goal, we never looked like we were going to go back, or it wasn't ever going to be a draw. I definitely felt that we were going to score, but can we spend a minute to talk about that the first goal from Bournemouth? What in the world was
Yeah.
Harry Maguire and De Gea doing? Nishad, you do a ton of goalkeeping, right?
So
I mean,
actually, I was talking.
when the guy
No,
is
but
on the
I was talking about this to a friend of mine, and I mean, obviously, everybody's talking about De Gea and why he shouldn't have conceded that from at least his near post, right? So, I
right,
mean, when you play goalkeeping, obviously, forget Harry Maguire. He got beaten like like
90
that was like
million.
literally me defending. Like that's how it
Yeah,
was, and I
yeah,
don't get paid 80
yeah,
million as well.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like talking about the goalkeepers, he has two things to cover. He has to cover one pass which he's always looking at, right? He's either on his far side, right? So he's
Right,
always looking
right,
that is he going to pass it on for a tap in, or
right,
is he going to curl it in, right? He's always
right,
in two minds. And if you notice De Gea, he went down to cover his the goal. Usually they knock it past through the legs, right? So
right.
he did cover that part. Now that's a solid finish to be honest. I don't
You
think
know, you
De Gea has done too much
here's
wrong. I don't think De
right.
Gea has done too much wrong in my opinion.
You know what I feel De Gea did wrong. This is at least my thought process. Okay, I'm a goalkeeper. He is right on the byline. Okay, my initial thought is going to be I'm going to cover the near post. He is never going to score a goal against me in my near post. Okay, if he's going to try and play the ball through to the center of the pitch, okay, there are defenders. They might be able to defend. But my initial thing is that nobody should score a goal past me. Okay, if it goes like that, okay, it might be okay. Defenders didn't cut it off, but this is definitely his direct shot on goal should be stopped. That would be what I would initially do. I would hump the touchline, or I would go close to its touchline and try to prevent him from scoring a goal, and I would force him to play the ball through so that some defender might be able to intercept. That would be my thought process going as a goalkeeper.
No, but I
Uh,
mean that's the point, right? Like,
I
see, obviously it's tougher to shoot it on the far post. I agree to that point, but see, at that moment he's trying to cut down the angle as much as possible because he's beaten Maguire and he's running towards the goal. So if he doesn't leave his post, there is just an
No,
easy
I,
chance for
I'm,
him to
I'm not
just
saying
come two steps and then pull back.
I'm not asking him to leave his. I'm not saying he should stand right next to the post. I'm saying let him leave his post, let him go towards the ball and cut the angle.
Yeah,
But I would ideally want him to completely cover the goal because he already has a very 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 tight angle to score. So if he's
yeah, but if
completely
you notice, like he cannot
covered the
no. So
goal,
that's what. So if he was standing a little up as well, he was always going to let it through the legs. So that's another thing which he has to cover. So he's either
no,
going to do this
I'm
or
not
that.
saying him going down like that and trying to prevent it is wrong. I'm saying hug and ensure he can't score directly. Try to prevent that. Try to prevent him taking a shot directly. That would be the first thing I would do, at least as
Yeah,
a
but
goalkeeper.
again, see,
I'm sure a lot
it's
of
a
people will agree. Guys, what do you think De Gea should do? I mean, just get in the comments, get involved, guys.
well, actually,
Let us
like
know what
talking
you
about that
think De
goal,
Gea
right?
should do.
Like I think, I mean, even the second goal also, I think was a goal which we gifted. I think the first goal we had Shaw out of position, went
Yeah.
to Maguire. Maguire got beaten, and then that happened. And the second goal, oh man, what was Matic doing with that pass? And what was Eric
Uh,
Bailly? Just let it go.
you
Like,
you
why
know
would
no
you
on
take that much
on
chance?
you know what
And that was
honestly I don't
somewhere here.
you know what honestly I don't see. I really thought that was not a penalty. Uh, I I see him. See, he went up, and then what my thought process was, he went up, and then he realized it's going to come close to his hand, so he turns his body, so he gets it here. So I don't see how that could be a handball. I've seen a lot of goals going because it's touched that part of the body and it's gone in. VAR
But for
again
me,
is
it was
another
more about
controversial.
whether it was in the box or no. I think it was handball, but was it in the box or no? That was like a
I didn't think
50-50
that was a
call.
handball. I
Yeah.
really didn't think that
But
was a
Eric
handball.
Bailly, I mean, I think
Nevertheless,
that mistake is always there in him, and that's what
yeah, I mean that's
is
how
is
he is.
annoying at
Don't
certain points.
we
Yeah.
love him? We love him
Although he
for
had a
that.
pretty decent game after that,
Yeah,
right? Like he was pretty
yeah.
much
He pulled himself back.
he was
I mean,
aggressive and he was
it's
pretty
also a
good.
lack of game time also for him. He's been injured for a very long time, and he's not really played ever since the season restarted rather.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know,
Yeah, he was pretty good.
uh,
I
yeah,
mean, talking about Aaron
he's
Van
pretty good.
Bissaka a little bit because we're talking about defense. So,
Mhm.
wow, the I mean that Rashford goal, which was obviously offside. Before that, he had a
Yeah,
couple of balls. Those crosses were like
he's
pinpoint, and
he's
he's improved so much.
so much. He looks quite threatening now. Uh, Going forward,
He's beating players. He's beating
exactly,
players. That's that's
exactly,
that's
exactly,
amazing to see. And I think that's
exactly.
a addition for us, especially in
Right,
attack when like how Bournemouth was very narrow,
narrow. Yeah.
all through pretty much in the first half, just after like what 30 minutes
Hmm.
until
Hmm.
Greenwood
Hmm.
scored,
Right,
and also till the remaining part of the game, they're very narrow, and that's when Luke Shaw and Van Bissaka become so important to break them
right,
down. And I think
right,
they're the
right.
constant threats, not so much a
Definitely,
Shaw, at
definitely.
least more so of AWB.
Wan-Bissaka. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely,
And
definitely.
one more thing, if you notice,
Uh,
like I was watching
yeah.
the game, like it's another thing which probably a lot of teams are going to apply. The narrow defense, they're going to cut the gaps because the passes to Bruno and the likes of
From
Greenwood,
Bruno and
Rashford,
Pogba. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
they're going to always
To
cut.
the
So
attacking
did
line.
you see how Rashford and Bruno kept interchanging and hugging the line to create space? And that's
Right,
when Greenwood
right.
was taking advantage
Exactly,
and
exactly,
moving up or moving out. So
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
I think that
I think
that
the front five is so fluid and just they have such an understanding between each other. There's so much of fluidity. There's so much of interchanging between Rashford, Marshall, and Greenwood. Uh, Bruno goes ahead, falls back. Greenwood drops in. Marshall drops in. Pogba runs up. There's so much of fluidity. Everybody has such good understanding of where each other is, and when one is positionally, they have good sense also. So if one person's going ahead, the other person drops off and just tries to help in terms of counter attack if
hmm,
it happens, on the other side. So there is so how that front five is just
amazing.
impressing every game. They're impressing us more and more every game. They look
I think they're
so
pushing.
solid.
I think they're pushing each other to
Get better.
outdo or
Yeah.
outperform themselves and get better at
Right.
every game. And
Right.
I think even then, like after the substitutes were made, I thought the likes of James, Mata were actually pretty solid on the ball as well, and they were
They
looking
did.
that a little younger. Like for example,
Right.
Mata was
Right.
looking a
Fresher
lot more
legs.
fresher and he was looking really good on the ball as well. So I think it's rubbing off on the remaining of the team. At
Yeah.
least we are seeing that
Yeah.
positive
Right. You know
influence.
what? You know what? I honestly think it's fine when Mata and the likes of Mata and your who else? Your Andres Pereira, Jesse Lingard, and all those guys come on when we are 3 goals up or 2 goals up. But I really doubt if they will be able to make an impact when we are a goal down or
Or when we start the
we're
game.
equal. When we're equal and we need to go a goal up. I really don't think they will make too much of an impact. That brings us to like who do you like to think? It brings on to a fact that our front line is so, rather our playing level is so solid. We'll need somebody to we'll need strength only in our bench. So who do you think we should like really ideally go for to strengthen our front five? I really think we have Dan James is not too bad coming off the
Correct.
bench, but he's not great quality, but he's still quite
I think
good.
I think we're linked to see. I mean, we should talk about the guys we were already linked to. So it's the likes of Sancho, Grealish, Bellingham, for that matter. Bellingham is more like a defensive midfield. But
Right,
I think Grealish is looking a solid link, and also Sancho.
right,
I think
yeah,
both those guys are solid quality, and Grealish is more. He may play, may not play, be on the bench, and he'd be a great player to come off the bench as well.
right. So
He's
two people
quality, and
in,
he
two
could change the
people
game by
out.
himself.
Two people in. Let's say we get Grealish
We're
and
already looking at. I think Lingard is not getting a chance in the
yeah,
starting 11 or in the
yeah,
squad for that matter. So Lingard is
yeah,
off. Pereira doesn't look like he's going to get a chance as well if we sign a couple of players. So
yeah.
I think,
I
although I think
right.
Ole does rate Pereira
I
for
think
some reason.
no. You know
So
what? I honestly think you're forgetting somebody who needs to go before other guys go. That is Alexis Sanchez. Uh,
yeah,
just so that just because we don't see him in our squad, we tend to forget. But my honest first pick to get out of the team would be Sanchez for numerous reasons other than just his wage.
yeah, and I think he
The
might
huge wages
again
that he's
sign
on.
with Inter, or he might
Hopefully he does. Hopefully he does.
cancel Inter, and he might get transferred to another team. I
Yeah,
don't think he's in the plans for
yeah,
Solskjaer.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I think he would
yeah.
also want that wage bill, and I think a
Right,
lot of young players also in the squad. So
right,
probably if you want to talk about the Bournemouth game a little bit more, because I think
right.
that's what we look like to play for this season as well as the season coming
Uh,
up.
right.
And talk about let's talk about Pogba a little bit, right? I thought Pogba was phenomenal that game.
You know what I loved about his performance? He really went. His game went unnoticed. Other than that one amazing free kick that he took in, that was just pushed off the line. It was very unlucky that that didn't go in. But that's exactly the kind of game I want Pogba to have. You know, we know he had an impact. We know he made a difference, but it went unnoticed because he kept the ball ticking. He made those good passes. He made those clean passes. He made sure people got the ball. He made sure nobody. He had quite a few interceptions as well. So
Yeah,
it was
that's
a
why I wanted to pull up some
solid
stat.
performance from.
As you said that, I think there's a brilliant stat about Pogba's game actually, and
Sure.
how impressive it was.
Right.
So he had four. I mean, obviously that we saw a couple of brilliant long balls that he put up.
Right.
So he had like
Right.
88% pass accuracy. He had a couple of
Wow.
interceptions.
Wow.
He had 4 out of 6
Wow.
long passes, 10 ball recoveries. So that shows that he's working hard.
Right.
Two
Right.
shots, one of that free kick as well, 2-on-2
Right.
take-ons, two fouls, one through ball. So he had an
Brilliant
influential
game.
game, and
But
he
but
was he
if you
was
if you
he
think
was
about
pulling the game.
right, but if you think about okay, what was that play that he did? You can't really think of anything that comes to the top of your head other than that just that free kick. That clearly shows that he had a good game, but he kept it really simple. We want Pogba to keep it simple and do what he does best,
Yeah,
and
which
that's
is why
where
I
he
think when
shines.
Bruno wasn't here, the problem was that since he was a star player, so he
He
was
wanted to
probably
do it.
taking a couple more risks, and he wanted to do it on his own because obviously we didn't have creativity up, so he had to do it. So right now Bruno's taking that pressure off of him, and I think we're
Right,
looking at Pogba play like how he was playing in Juventus, which
definitely,
now
definitely.
brings us to probably a front five, or
Front five,
rather
yeah.
a front three, which we wanted to talk about more in detail. So let's get into that
20,
phase and talk
20
about
and
how.
15.
Yeah. Oh man,
20,
did you see
20.
that total of 55 goals, which is I think the
How
most
20, and
talked about
15.
stat is 55 goals over Mane,
Right,
Firmino, and
right,
Salah.
right.
And
Salah.
these guys, so like another thing is that they're in the top. I think only 4 or 5 teams are ahead in terms of scoring more
Scoring
goals
more goals. Yeah,
apart from
yeah,
these
yeah.
front three. So that's I think
Right.
probably Bayern
And
Munich,
mhm.
PSG, and I think
and
was it Barcelona?
Right.
probably.
And we are absolutely forgetting the fact that Anthony Martial and Rashford were injured for considerable amount of time in the season, in the middle of the season. So they missed quite a few games, and despite that, they've had the sheer number of goals that they've scored. It really talks about the kind of play that we have, the strategy that Ole has brought in, that we are playing right now, is so good that we are playing that expansive, just this beautiful free
Exciting
flow
football. Exciting
attacking,
football.
exciting football where we're creating chance after chance after chance after chance, and the boys have been absolutely clinical in front of the goal. That is
Absolutely.
something. At least Tony Marshall and Rashford. I mean, sorry, Greenwood have been really clinical in front of the goal. Rashford takes probably a little more chances because he tries to shoot the ball from outside the box a little bit more. But the other two guys are so clinical, man. They probably have like almost like 80% of their shots on target end up being in the goal, if I'm not
Oh,
really wrong.
that
Uh,
Martial goal was.
what a
I
goal,
mean,
man!
once
What a goal!
he got in, and that was
You
like
know what? He picks up
beautiful.
the ball, and I said, "This is going to be a classic Martial goal where he cuts in, boom, top
And
corner,
that, I think no chance for the keeper. No
no
chance
chance,
at
no
all.
chance,
It's
no chance."
beautiful that goal.
Despite him having known what Martial would end up doing, yeah,
It's a
he
super
definitely
finish,
did
and
that.
looks like a
Oh,
guy, looks like a man who's confident, and
right,
is willing to, like, probably he knows that from wherever I shoot, at least he's going to be on target for sure.
right,
So that's
right,
that's quality
right.
right up there. And
And
he's hit 20
Greenwood,
plus goals. Rashford is 20
20,
plus
yeah,
goals. Greenwood's 2
20
goals.
goals,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Like, okay, you think I'm going to shoot on the left? Nah, I'm going to shoot on the right. Okay, you think
Oh,
I'm going to shoot on the right? No, I'm going to shoot on the
which is
left.
something
And
like
the
how
first goal,
Van Persie was,
the
right?
sheer
Right. Van
right, the
Persie was
sheer amount of
uncontrollable as
power,
well.
the sheer amount
Yeah.
of power that he got on that first shot, just like Van Persie used to. I mean,
And he shoots when the keeper doesn't expect, right? Like he
expected,
takes the
right,
first and then the second one goes. The
right,
second goal was
right,
like probably an example of that. Oh my God. I
right.
think the
So I thought he was
the
going to take the
fullback,
first
I
shot
thought
and
he
then,
was like, I think, yeah, the fullback did his job. He showed him the outside,
right,
and then he just takes one touch and smash. And the keeper doesn't expect it. Oh, it's super finish. I think he
yeah,
looks like a
yeah.
natural go-to. And Ole was saying, I think it's probably the best finisher he's worked with, and it
Right. So
already looks
he
that way.
said, I know he's going to score on the left. I know he's going to score with his right. The only thing he needs to work on is his headers. But I mean,
Yeah, which
he
will
needs
come, which will
physicality for
come.
it, which will eventually come. Yeah, yeah. As he grows, uh,
But apparently
later
he
on.
needs only like about five. There's another interesting record in play. So if Greenwood scores 5 goals, so that means that all of front three gets 20 goals, and that's never happened in the last 50 odd years. So that's some
Wow.
65, 66 year.
Wow.
That's when like
That's going to
so,
be
so that'll
brilliant.
be a
It's,
that'll be another
it's, it,
record to chase as well. So,
right,
and which
right.
will talk like loads about how scary our attack could be in the next season.
Right, right, right. Considering we have quite a bit of rotation in quality in rotation, because these guys, let's be honest, they can't play every game. At least Marshall can't, because as we know, he's quite injury prone.
Yeah,
So he needs to be handled well
taken care.
and taken care of, and rested and then brought on. Yeah, I mean, our transfers is going to make a huge impact on the
Difference, yeah.
on where we finish. Yeah, it's going to make huge difference in where we finish next season.
But do you
Talking
think
about
that I mean, since we're talking about the front three and also like obviously the front five, do you think this is close to that 2006, 7, and 8 team and the attack which we had with Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo, Rooney, with Scholes obviously running the show? Then do you think the quality is there, or do you see that the team
you know
could
what,
evolve in that
these
sense,
guys are
or
still
you think
young.
Sancho or somebody needs to be there to
The,
probably bolster it more?
in terms of ability, I think they were a little ahead because they were well developed players who were probably in their prime. These guys are still developing. Probably a couple of years later, they will be able to put teams away. If this front five stays together, they'll
But
be
should
able
they
to
be
put.
building on this? Is what
Definitely,
probably is.
definitely, definitely, definitely. I think this is the core of the team. With Harry Maguire, probably I will look at probably strengthening in the your substitutions. Probably just add a little bit of
I think
more
probably a fullback is
depth.
needed on the right
Yeah,
side. That's for sure.
yeah. I mean, Ethan Ladd. We have to see
To
how
cover
Ethan
for
Ladd
this
plays.
time.
But I really think we need a centre back who can partner Harry Maguire. who's solid. I really think Lindelof has not done too bad, but with the English game, he centre back needs to be absolutely strong. He needs to be commanding. He should win his headers, which Lindelof sometimes is not.
Yeah,
He's
but I
good
think
on the floor.
in that
He's
set,
good on
like,
the
and he's
floor.
also pretty good. Maguire is also pretty good as a attacking option as well. He's really good on the
Right,
ball.
right, right, right.
So and that's, but I mean, um, I think in the attack sense, we're good. But I think probably one signing is required to cover for a player who gets injured. One or two, I think, probably
Right,
Grealish and Sancho again.
right.
But what do you think about Bruno? Last bit we can talk about Bruno
Uh,
because he finishes our attack.
you know what? I've
Last words.
every as every game goes by, I'm just falling in love with that guy. How good is he? How good is he? He's just
To be honest, more
completely
than the Martial
transformed the
goal,
team.
when he took the free kick, I knew it was a goal. I knew
Right,
that was a goal
right,
for sure.
right,
Like,
right,
I mean, it
right,
just
right.
looked like, it's dead set. He's going to that far corner there.
Far
For
corner,
sure,
yeah.
that's a goal.
Right.
And
It's quality, man. The quality in that guy is just so good.
yeah,
Uh,
he's clever,
uh,
intelligent, takes up great
yeah,
positions. He
yeah.
also knows that when they were very narrow, he knew which positions to take up.
Right,
So I think he's the
right.
one we need to really, really take care of and
Sure.
see
Right.
he shouldn't get injured.
Make sure. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, and he seems to love the club as well, which is good. So
Yeah, he's
I
bringing
really
that
don't think he'll
fire,
be.
and he's that player, right? Typical United player, fire. He doesn't take shit.
And
He doesn't take a
can we
loss
talk?
easily,
Can we
I
take
think.
a moment to talk about how he gave up the penalty to Rashford so that Rashford can
Yeah.
score it and get to 20 and help
But I don't
him
know how
break
Ole
that?
took it because I think Ole was pissed in the last game when, obviously, that Tottenham game, where the second penalty, which we didn't get eventually because of the VAR overturning the decision. But
Yeah.
Solskjaer wasn't happy. He wanted Bruno to take it.
At the end of the day, it worked out. It was very close to being stopped, but uh, you know what? It helps the team in the long run because it instills a little bit of confidence. Whether you like
Rashford.
it or not, lot of mind games ends up being in play with like footballers and cricketers and all these sportsmen. So just getting a goal, definitely like post his injury, he got his first goal, which is great, and he's got a goal which brings him to 20. So all of these mental blocks are out of the way for him.
Yeah.
So I really
I think
think
he
he's going to
kicks on
be.
from here. I think
Yeah,
he's
he
definitely
really
having
has to
a
kick on
couple
from
of
here.
goals.
Yeah.
The fixture list looks pretty decent. Obviously, Leicester, Chelsea won yesterday, so that means that we need to keep winning, and we need
Right,
Rashford to
right,
keep scoring
right.
for that to happen.
And
Uh,
and think about it, and talking about the kind of teams that Leicester and Chelsea have to play. I'll just quickly run through the teams that Chelsea have to play. Chelsea has Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, Norwich, Liverpool, and Wolves.
oh, that's
I
the
at least
last
see
game.
them
Oh,
drawing.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I at least see them drawing one or two games. So I or probably losing one as well.
yeah. Then what?
So
Chelsea are 3 points ahead of us, or
two.
two,
Chelsea are 2 points
two
ahead of
points,
us.
and Leicester are
Uh,
three.
Leicester are 3 points ahead of us. And Leicester has Arsenal, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Tottenham, and Man United. And considering the amount of form that Leicester is in, I really don't think Leicester's is going to finish in the
And I
top
think
four.
United's fixture
Uh,
list is basically Aston Villa, Southampton.
right, right.
I think we
We
have
we have we have
Watford.
quite a few easy teams. Yeah, quite a few easy teams. Let me just
I
quickly
think
put
the
it up.
Leicester game
We
is the
have
last game, which is
Yeah,
the
We
tricky
have
one.
Aston Villa, Southampton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, and Leicester.
Leicester.
Thinking about it, it's all winnable games, absolutely winnable games. We have to slap these teams, get a good goal difference because
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Leicester
you
is up
never
by
know if
about Leicester is up by 9.
yeah,
Not 9. I think 7. They're up by 7.
yeah,
So
yeah. Now
need to
it's gone down again. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So we really need to slap teams, get a good goal difference. For all you know, at the end of the
But
day, goal
yeah,
difference might
but I
save you
still
in goal.
think I mean based on that fixture list, obviously United will finish top 4, but I still think Chelsea with the form also that they are in, I think
I
they're favorites to finish third, and Leicester, I'm sure they're dropping out.
I
And
think
Wolves losing to
United will finish
Arsenal
third.
last night, I think
Yeah,
Wolves is not going to push on from here. I think they're going to have a
right,
couple of draws as well.
right,
So I
right,
think
right.
United and
So
Chelsea are definitely looking
yeah,
favorites.
three and four United, Chelsea. I think United finish third. If this trend continues, and Chelsea will finish fourth because they have quite a few tough teams that they're playing, and they have United as well in the FA Cup. So Let's see, man. Hopefully,
Yeah,
if we end up finishing third and we use this
we win
season to
at
kick
least a
on, and next
trophy.
season, yeah. We definitely have to win a trophy. One of the cups that has to definitely end up being in our cabinet
Definitely.
this year.
Definitely, guys. So I
It'll
think
be
probably
huge.
we're gonna see you guys again in on Tuesday for the
Yeah,
Aston Villa preview.
Aston Villa preview.
I
Yeah,
think that's on the Thursday evening or the Friday morning. The
yeah,
game is on the
Friday
Thursday
morning.
evening, so we'll probably meet you guys on
Yeah,
Tuesday or Wednesday. Talk about
yeah.
the teams and
Hmm.
also Solskjaer's press conference, which is going to come up
Right,
then.
right, right,
So see you
right.
guys then.
See
Follow
you.
us, like, subscribe, comment,
Yes,
and share the love, guys.
yeah.
See you, Arjun. Glory,
Thank
glory,
you.
Man
See you.
United.
See you. See
Days
you.
are back
See you.
again.
Yes, yes. Happy days are back. See you guys. Take care. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.